Sandals just replaced its 18-year-old loyalty program, and on paper, it looks perfect. But I want to answer the real question: which perks actually matter? Which sound better than they actually are? And of course, whether joining before your first stay or not is a no-brainer. Hello there, my name is Addison. I have the pleasure to lead a great Caribbean-based team across Reliant Destinations, mycaribbeanluxury.com, and Reliant Pickleball Vacations. Thank you so much for stopping by this channel, Mr. TraveLux, your sandals and beaches experts. Reliant Destinations, we are a Jamaica-based team that focuses solely on sandals and beaches, bringing you 100% complimentary concierge planning services, and of course, trying to make sure that you have the best possible stay in tropical paradise. More on that later, but for now, let's dive straight in. The new Sandals Island Insider Club. Let's go. So the big news, Sandals Resort and Beaches, I should say, are replacing the new 18-year-old loyalty program, which started in 2008, and replacing it now in 2026 with the Island Insider Club program. The effective change date for this was the 1st of July, 2026. And the good news right away, if you're an SSG, yes, that Sandals Select Guest member who is already part of the program, don't worry, all of those points, those nights, those benefits, the loyalty status, they're all going to roll over. So don't you worry, this is not one of those programs that's a brand new program that says thank you for the past and now wiping it clean for the future. Don't worry, it's not like that. It is a lot more. So that's the good news, and for some of you, that'll be a healthy sigh of relief. First, let's talk about what the new tier system looks like. For those of you who have been SSG members of the past, you'll find that it is going to be fairly similar with just some micro changes in terms of what it looks like from the onset. This new system will have 7 tiers in total. These will be the Shell, Coral, Sapphire, Emerald, Diamond, Pearl, and Ambassador tiers. So these names overall sound rather familiar, but the term Select from the past SSG program now is replaced with Shell. The Shell status is achieved after your very first stay with Sandals or Beaches Resorts. Then you have Coral level, which is after your second stay. The third level, which is the Sapphire level. The Sapphire level is after 25 nights or $25,000 in spend. Emerald is at 45 nights or $40,000. Diamond is at 100 nights or $90,000. Pearl is at 250 nights or $220,000. And finally, the Ambassador level is at 400 nights or $345,000 of spend. For the tiers which have both a qualification of a number of nights or the spend, it's whichever one you achieve first. So yes, this is a real step tier ladder based loyalty system, but as you can see, it definitely is top end heavy in terms of where the best benefits lie. And as you can see as well, it does require definitely some rather intense loyalty to get to the very highest levels. While the top end levels are clearly built for the most loyal repeat Sandals guests, it definitely doesn't mean that those who are infrequent at Sandals should ignore it, and I'll explain why in this video. So the core bones of this program remain from the past. So how you earn points overall, how you can redeem them, and the currency, all of those things definitely continue, as do the status rollover from before. I would say why this matters is this particular program launch is not a total rebuild, but it's more of a rebrand plus expansion is the way I would call it. So it's not a complete fresh slate wipe in this instance, but it's something that's more of being refined and honestly things added to it with some new terminology. Yeah, of course, giving nod to the new Sandals 2.0 kind of experiential side of the new elements that we see here going forward. So if you love the old program, this is basically Sandals saying, great, now we're adding more on top of that with some new terminology rather than a whole new program. All right, now let's hit the new stuff that people really care about. So let's get started with that. The perk which I hear the most people talking about right now is a room upgrade hotline. And so essentially 30 days before your trip, there's a hotline where you can call and see if there are any upgrade opportunities. And these can be up to 50% off with some exceptions, if any do exist exists there. And that's what a lot of people are hyping up, but let's talk about what this actually looks like. So while this is the perk that I'm hearing people talk about the most, it's also a perk that I think should be approached with the most skepticism. So those of you who come to this channel know that things that I'm passionate about, I hype up, but I'm also not afraid to point out skepticism or some gentle constraints where they do exist. And so this is one area where I do want to point out something that to me is a little bit of a yellow flag in terms of a perk. And here's how I would put this. Honestly, I would only intend to use this perk if I had no desire to upgrade my room generally, or I could not afford it at all. Those are the two reasons, and let me explain why. As a reminder, my team and I personally at Reliant Destinations, we have seen every one of these resorts, every one of these rooms, and more importantly, have helped book all of these rooms, all the way from the cheapest room at Sandals to the most expensive over-the-water rooms. We booked all of them many, many times for thousands and thousands of guests across the brand. And so we see a lot in terms of availability, and that's where we spend a lot of time on the day-to-day basis, is looking at availability and looking at availability years in advance, in fact. Something that might surprise a lot of our viewers are the number of people that we have to gently disappoint every single day that come to us wanting to book some upper level room even a year in advance, and it's already sold out. And so when it comes to a luxury 5-star brand like Sandals, the truth is that where we typically see things sold out first is at the highest level. So the nicest rooms typically sell out first, and the rooms that sell out after that secondly are typically the cheapest. And so typically it's the rooms in the middle that have a little bit less demand. But even that, the number of times where we get to even 3, 4, 5 months out and the resorts are completely full, completely sold out, we see this over and over and over all the time. We have a huge number of people that have asked us to keep an eye on rooms that they hope are going to become available so they can try to upgrade if they become available, and they're hoping to upgrade 6, 12 months in advance. And so it's just important to be realistic with this, that if you have a specific popular room in mind that you were thinking to upgrade to, just do keep in mind that your chances of being able to do so are probably fairly slim. Of course, it does depend. If you're going in the lowest season and you're going in a particular room that might be in the middle category where a lot of availability might hang in that particular area, then you might have a better shot there if you're just trying to bump up 1 or 2 room levels in there. But if you're somewhere that's, you're trying to go from one room to a much nicer room that is often sold out, then in this instance, I would say this is not a perk you want to really focus on. So this is a perk that I would say use it like this. I would say, if you simply cannot afford to upgrade a room whatsoever and you want to see what happens to be available when you get closer, this is a great way to use this perk. It's also a great way, if you just want to be pleasantly surprised that something might have popped into availability, but it's not something you want to count on by any means. So in general, we suggest that you book the room you want, and then if something nicer happens to come, then we can talk about that and show you that option. But just in general, just be aware of that constraint. Speaking of rooms and rooms selling out and things like that, so at Reliant Destinations, we actually are able to offer you free room holds. And so if you are thinking to book a specific trip to a Sandals or beaches and you need a couple of days to decide, you're not 100% committed yet, but you don't want that room to sell out, we can even offer that complimentary hold where you don't have to put a deposit down the same day, giving you a little bit more time, locking down that availability, locking down that price. Also, maybe there's a sale that's about to change, like the 777 sale, or it's the last room remaining, or even a few rooms remaining, but you don't want to take the chance. Whatever it might be, we can do that for you. So whether it is a free room hold you're after, or if you're just ready to lock down that trip, make sure you get the best service, best value, and best expertise guaranteed. That's hello@reliantdestinations.com. Again, hello@reliantdestinations.com. As a reminder, we are a Caribbean-based team of awesome Jamaicans there that are all part of this Reliant Destinations family. All of them have a heart and soul for what they do, and it's our job, and not just our job, but our delight to put smiles on your faces. We always make sure you have the best value, but also lots of really cool perks that exist only within Reliant Destinations, ranging from a special gift promo box that all of our clients get, to exclusive insider guides, tools that only our clients have, and so much more. So definitely reach out. hello@reliantdestinations.com. Another perk we should talk about is a choice of insider reward. So this is now basically a more flexible on-resort credit that can be used towards Redline Spa or Island Roots Adventures. There's more flexibility compared to any other offerings that we saw like this in the past in terms of how it can be used, when it can be used. And so that's a new perk that's part of this program that is worth checking out as well. Third, we have the Insider Shop. There you have exclusive merchandise, you have limited drops, you have artisan pieces, and so much more. Cool? Yes, absolutely. A reason to join this program to save money? Not necessarily, but still a cool benefit nonetheless. The fourth is that there is now a dedicated concierge VIP line for those who reach the top 3 tiers. And of course, that is going to be that Diamond, Pearl, and Ambassador statuses. Again, quite hard to reach, but for those who are very loyal repeat members of Sandals, that is a great benefit. That being said, is it a great feature? Yes, but the truth of the matter is that anyone who's using a certified Sandals specialist will basically already have this from the very beginning, which is a great point to go ahead and make here, that whether someone chooses to use Reliant Destinations or not, I always recommend finding yourself a certified Sandals specialist, and preferably a CRC, which is a member of the Chairman's World Club. Those are people that have booked a very high quantity of Sandals and Beaches bookings. They typically specialize exclusively on sandals and beaches, and most importantly, that is their full-time job, their career. So they're not some hobbyist doing it as a side job. You don't know when you can contact, that sort of thing. Those are proper companies that specialize in sandals and beaches, and most of the time they don't charge any extra like our company. And so I always say, find yourself a certified sandals specialist that knows this brand, that has been to all the resorts, and ask some questions. Ask them, have you been to all the properties? Have you seen all the rooms? Do you have your own videos? What particular guidance can you offer? And what tools or access do you have that other companies may not? Ask those questions. That's a great starting point. So yes, while that VIP concierge line is a cool concept for those that are using a company like Reliant Destinations, well, you have access again to a team of dedicated experts who are at your assistance. And so again, anybody that would like to learn more about Reliant Destinations, that's hello@reliantdestinations.com. We always say if you aren't reaching out, you might be missing out. So whether us or someone else, just find yourself an expert who you can have in the back of your pocket for your next tropical vacation. The fifth new thing to talk about is now there is a 20% discount on the manager's wine list. And so this happens for those that reach the coral status or above. In case anyone is asking, what is the manager's wine list? So a lot of the restaurants, particularly in the evening, will have a manager's wine list available. Now, this of course is not overriding the complimentary wines. As a reminder, we have the awesome partnership with Robert and Dobby, the Twin Oaks wineries out of the Lodi region in California. And those are the staple brands of wines there across the resorts. And you're gonna have 3 varietals of red, 3 varietals of white, and also some off varietals, including like a bubbly that you can have for no extra charge in the resort itself. But sometimes guests are looking for a special bottle of something, or are celebrating a special occasion and just want to go a little bit above and beyond. So there is going to be a dedicated manager's wine list to any of the fine dining establishments in the evening. And so those again that reach that coral status can have 20% discount off of anything they choose there. A new perk we see as well for those that reach the ambassador status, again, a bit of a hefty level to reach, but there is going to be a $200 laundry credit for those that want to participate in full service laundry in the resort. And finally, the real eye-catching perk, and this is a perk which we've seen this in the past, but now it's really defined as to how this works. And this is a free night. So this is a free 7-night stay at Sandals that happens whenever you stay 70 nights, or I should say every 70 nights for those that are repeat guests at Sandals and Beaches. So that particular benefit is not about your particular status tier of this new Island Insider program, but that being said, what it is about, of course, is your quantity of nights that you stay at in any of the resorts. Honestly, this is the most attractive reward, and for the clients of Reliant Destinations, this is often what our clients are aspiring towards to achieve this particular perk. This is where I want to be real though. A free 7-night stay after 70 nights is amazing, but it's not necessarily practical for everyone. So if you're someone that is taking a once-in-a-lifetime trip, or you're someone who is not sure how many times they're going to be going to Sandals, then this might not be something that you're really striving towards. But for those that are going maybe 2 Sandals vacations a year and are looking towards achieving this in future years with nothing immediate, this can be a great perk to accumulate for sure. If you're staying 7 nights at a time, that is going to be 10 trips in total, or if you're going for like 5-night stays, that's about 14 trips overall. So that helps you do some math thinking about how long it may take you or not to achieve this particular benefit. So how this translates is a great loyalty trophy, but it's a weak benefit for those that are less frequent Sandals goers. So when should you join this new Island Insider Club? Well, why not now, right? So this is the great thing. There is no harm to waiting whatsoever. In fact, Sandals is offering right now a 5,000 point bonus. So 5,000 of those loyalty points extra for anyone that joins before the first day and then goes and completes the first day. I always say to our guests, even those honeymooners that are never sure if they'll return, whatever it might be, go ahead and join. There's no harm to joining. At least you have it, right? And it's something where it doesn't expire for quite some time. So at least you have it. What's the harm? In terms of symbolism itself, so this new Sandals Island Insider Club, its logo has a pair of sandals in it, and the symbolism as a whole, as told to us by the loyalty team, is really giving a nod back to the historical elements of this program. Things like, for example, the historical silver and gold pendants, or later the leather necklaces, things like that, which we all see as part of the embolism around this new program. So looking towards the future, but also giving a healthy nod towards the past. So this is not random branding. This is intentionally trying to make the loyalty club feel as an integrated part of the experience. And of course, at the same time, giving a handshake with the Sandals 2.0 movements forward in the pursuit of complete island authenticity. So the Mr TraveLux final verdict, is it overhyped? Well, perhaps a bit for the less frequent travelers, but for those who are going to be going to Sandals over and over and over, yes, those points, benefits, all of that will definitely come in hand and definitely will be well appreciated as well. But thank you so much for now for stopping here on the Mr TraveLux YouTube channel. I hope you learned something about the new Sandals Island Insider Club. Any questions you have about this or about any of the resorts, or if you are looking, of course, to book that perfect stay to any of the properties, definitely reach out. That's hello@ReliantDestinations.com. Again, hello@ReliantDestinations.com. Also, don't be shy to use 𝗀𝗏𝗆, our new tool, which is a 24/7 AI, which essentially my Sandals and Beaches brain downloaded into a regularly updated AI system that can answer most questions about the resorts, about the rooms, about anything you want to compare, and even shortly I'll be updating it with everything about this new program as well. So you can have a look at that and other tools as well, like our value checker for those already booked, or even our resort personality quiz where you can answer some questions to see which of the properties are best suited for you. But for now, I do invite you to like and subscribe this video, and we hope to see you back here on the channel very, very soon. And I hope maybe that even you'll be one of our clients, or maybe we'll cross paths in one of these gorgeous resorts one day. Take care. We'll see you next time.